Hold on. Okay, let's do this one first. And we'll end with that one that we just saw. That's a really good one to end on. Okay, so while it's loading up, let me explain the board. We have, this is Krip's point of view, and we got 3-1, we got 3-1 Fairy in a Ragnaros, full health Ragnaros against an Argent Squire here, and I believe that's I think that's a True Silver that he has armed there.
I think it's
No,
a
it's
5-1
for,
Ashbringer.
Oh, Ashbringer. Oh, it's an Ashbringer. That's right. That's because you just removed
Sword
Tyrion.
of Justice.
That's right. It's an Ashbringer,
yeah,
actually.
it's an Ashbringer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the choice of 10 mana here. Lots of choices. And
Wait,
let's see. Let's let Monk. Monk, you take this one first.
Wait, I think you just switched it up. Are we still seeing the one with 8 minions on the field, or is there like a fairy dragon?
No, this is a fairy dragon. I'm saving the 8 minions for a little bit later, for to end things
Okay,
off. Yeah, it'll be the next one.
I think one option is to play Tyrion, but if you play Tyrion, the problem is that you're super weak to an equality, and I think in this position when you're obviously so ahead.
Oh, your sound cut, man.
Rip.
Rip.
So
There you go.
what did I cut off at?
Okay, you're back. You're talking about
No,
equality.
You pretty much said nothing. From the top.
Okay.
From the
Let me-
top. All right, let's go.
From the top, I'll start over. I think the play that makes your eyes open wide is you play Tyrion and you have 2 legendaries on the field. But the problem is with that is that you're too weak to equality, and that could make your opponent come back into the game. From the field that we see, you have a Ragnaros and another creature versus just a Squire, and with this position, you're really way ahead.
Oh, there he goes
So
again.
you want to play it more safe, and you don't want to give your opponent outs back. This fucking mic sucks.
Okay. Trump, thoughts here?
I actually remember Krip playing this one, and he mentioned that this was the biggest value Argent Squire of all time.
Yeah.
Because it looks like, well, I remember Krip's play. I wouldn't have done it. Here
okay.
I would, just because I would be too sad sending the Fairy Dragon. So, I mean, the idea is you don't want Ragnaros to hit the 1/1 because that's a complete waste of Ragnaros. But
Yep.
in order for you to engineer it so that Ragnaros doesn't hit the 1/1, you'd have to use the Fairy Dragon to send into the 1/1, and you'd have to play Consecrate, which leaves you with enough mana to pretty much only summon a guy. My play would be Guardian of Kings and then summon a guy and then Fairy Dragon into the face. The other situation. Well, he has the weapon, so if he has equality, he kills Ragnaros anyways. So that's my play.
Okay. Crip?
It's like the middle ground between not losing everything to Tyrion to equality, because this way you lose a Guardian of Kings to equality, but it's not Tyrion.
Okay.
Any creature you play might get like victimized by Equality Consecrate. So I actually think my play was the best one, even though it looked ridiculous. What I did was I attacked the Fairy Dragon into the Squire and then consecrated the Squire. In doing so, he comes out with 13 life and a clear board against the Ragnaros. So even if he does equality, he has to take another 8, which puts him at 3.
Yep.
So
right.
he wasn't going to do that. So to kill Ragnaros, because he has absolutely no board against a huge threat, he had to use Equality Consecrate or Equality Avenging Wrath anyway. So any creature you play is useless. So you either win or you throw away cards. And that's why I believe the Consecrate is the best play.
Okay.
Make the counter argument that you have so much good stuff in your hand that it's unlikely that the Guardian of Kings will, I guess, matter, because even if he does that, you've got the Lay on Hands combat, you've got the Tyrion, and with this much value in your hand, it's difficult to actually play all of it. So let's still play it, Guardian of Kings. I see your logic, Krip, and it's pretty good. It's deep, but it's just I think that's holding too much value.
Okay.
13 minus 8. Well, all right. So let me do the math again. Consecrate gets him to 19.
Yep.
I did Ragnaros hit and then I did the consecrate thing. So it goes to 19 and then he goes to 11. And then if he wants to attack Ragnaros, he takes another 8 from 11, so he is at 3.
Yeah, he was at something like that, like 3. And
It's just my quirky math, but yes, if he didn't use 2 cards to kill Ragnaros, then he would be at 3 life. And like that's like good luck, basically. Like 4 mana, 3 life. No board, Paladin. Good luck.
yeah, I mean, I guess you're just measuring. Well, I mean, at this point, did you know if he played equality or not? Because if he still had 2 equalities there, you pretty much know he has an equality. If he hasn't played
I
equality
think
yet.
I think he did not play any equalities.
Okay. That'd be pretty rough then.
This was the game where Artosis never drew an equality, and equality was the only card that would have saved him.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Where the commentators are like, "Did he draw equality this round?" No, like every single round. All right, let's move on to the last one, which is the one that I kind of showed a quick preview of. It's probably the most interesting play of that match. That series between Krip and Artosis here, and it was in Game 5, in pretty late game here. Full board on both, not full board, but four minions on both sides. Sylvanas on Artosis' side, Rag and Tyrion on Krip's side. So, what's the best play? Krip made a pretty good play, but let's just discuss it. Trump, want to lead off?
I know which one you're about to show, and all I know is this is one of the most complicated scenarios I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Developed in an actual game. I think Krip took like minutes to think about his solution, and I don't blame him for that, considering we had unlimited time. And I think I am going to think about this for a while before answering.
Okay. Well, if anybody else wants to jump in first, Monk, I know you've thought about this already.
Yeah, I probably have an unfair advantage.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't we wait? Intro.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask Krip. Do you regret making that move, or like, is there a better move in your mind than the one that you made?
There's a different move that you can make, but I don't know if it's necessarily better. So the other option is a very similar play, but instead of killing the Harvest Golem, you kill the 1/1. The idea is that his life is fairly low. You still get a rag hit. And if Tyrion dies, you get your weapon. At this point, I believe he's played Lay on Hands. He's played Lay on Hands and Guardian of Kings. So he's like done with gaining life. I think he might have 1 Guardian of Kings left. What did you want to ask, Mike?
Could you describe your play? Because I don't think that most of the chat knows what
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
what
it.
exactly your play is with the equality. Okay.
Okay. So the idea was I want as many minions as possible. So if Sylvanas mind controls something, the chance that she gets Ragnaros is low. And the chance that she gets Tyrion is 0, because if I lose that weapon, I may not be able to kill him. So the idea is Sylvanas has to be like neutralized, and I need to kill Tyrion. So that's what needs to happen this turn.
Right.
The issue is that you can't kill a 1/4 Divine Shield without attacking with Tyrion unless you use Equality. So the next given is you have to use Equality. So if you use Equality and you need the most minions, you have to break the bubble with the 3/3 and Equality afterwards. So
Right.
this is the play. You have to attack the 3/3 into the 1/4 and then you Equality. And then you need to kill Tyrion anyway, but you can choose to kill something else with him. So you can kill off the 1/1 to kill that taunt creature.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have Tyrion, who's a 6/1. Their entire board is 1 health. You can play a bunch of stuff and attack Sylvanas and go for the risk, but if you do that, you miss out on the rag hit. So the best thing is for him to attack into you. So you gotta kill off Tyrion on either the 1/1 or the Harvest Golem. and then play the Abomination. So it clears the board if he wants to attack you. If you attack the 1/1 with Tyrion, he has 3 targets, and you pretty much automatically win if Ragnaros hits his face. That's 1 out of 3. The other option is you attack Tyrion into the Harvest Golem, and then you have 1 out of 4 chance to win. But if you don't make it, the whole board is wiped. He will be at 10 life, and you have 2 charges left on Ashbringer, and he's going to take 2 from A-Bomb. So at that point, he needs another heal, which I think he already used all but 1, or a taunt, which I don't think he had many of left. So the idea was it just covers a lot of possibilities. And yeah, it worked out pretty well.
Trump, make an assessment yet?
Yeah, it's definitely true that you need to use equality, and I don't actually know if this was the exact same play as Krip was just detailing since I was in the tank.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah, use the Peacekeeper to break the shield, play equality, send your 1/1 into Peacekeeper, use Tyrion to kill off. You have the 2 choices like Krip mentioned, and I would choose the 1/1 since I think at this point the death rattle isn't that important, and it's the same amount of attack anyways. Then you play the Abomination, and you swing at his face with
The Ashbringer.
Ashbringer. I think that's pretty much what Krip did.
I hit the Harvest Golem.
Yeah,
So
the
I just
actual
wanted-
play in like
Yeah.
at the event was he hit the Harvest Golem.
My idea then, I just wanted a fully cleared board because I didn't have like anything in my hand except for the Guardian.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Monk, what you think?
I think pretty much what both Krip and Trump said. I would also go for the hit the Tyrion into the 1/1 instead of the Harvest Golem, just because it maximizes the probability that the rag hits in the face, and I get a pretty strong win. And even if rag hits Sylvanas, the rag will be a 1/1, and it's still not that threatening, especially because you have so much health, and you have a Guardian of Kings and Lay on Hands. So even in the worst case scenario, right there, it wouldn't be like completely horrible at all.
Yeah, and you have A-Bomb that's going to remove it anyways. Unless he heals it up, like, I guess, a ton.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he can't heal it up because it's qualities.
Oh, right. You'd have to silence it. That's true. Okay. I think that's going to wrap things up, guys. That's good stuff. I think that's a good one to end on. And we're going to have some more fight night matches coming up in the next few days and next week, so might have to do this again soon. But let's do some questions real quick, and then we'll wrap up the show. And again, guys, I'm just going to be I'm going to filter the best in the Reddit thread and just kind of work my way down there. We're just going to get to a few, just like that. So be sure to vote for the questions you want to be asked on the show, not just your questions. All right, so Frame asked, didn't get picked last time, so he wants to ask, what extent do you rely on personal stats, whether from stat tracking software or old-fashioned spreadsheets, to influence deck building and gameplay decisions, as opposed to intuition? Trump, I'll let you start things off. I think each of you guys have these spreadsheets, I think personally, so it'd be good to hear from you. But Trump, start things off.
I don't use the stats at all.
Okay.
I guess I just keep them and know I'm doing fairly well, and that is good for keeping on doing what I'm doing.
Okay. Grip?
I don't use the stats at all.
you guys just use them to show off like your winning percentages. That's what you use them for.
Well, like other people sometimes decide to keep track, and then when someone asks me, it's like, oh, well, I know what it is because someone else kept track. But I mean, for a game like this, it's probably a good idea. But I just don't. I don't normally play card games for this long of a time, so maybe I should start. But for most of the games that I play, you're really maximizing your like feel for the game, your intuition, and the rate at which you play the game, and all of that is just like play, and analyzing like the game rather than how you are doing in the game. So it's not something I'm too familiar with.
Yeah, the metagame changes so fast too. So even the stats you take, you're probably going to have to reset the stats with a different set of parameters, anyways.
Well, I don't even
That's also
play
worth mentioning.
constructed.
We're talking about Arena.
Yeah, arena. That's true.
Yeah.
I was talking
Yeah.
more constructed. Monk, you just keep stats on
Well,
your decks and all that stuff.
I don't play Arena as much, but in Constructed, I used to keep stats. And I found out that these stats were mostly better for kind of figuring out what the distribution of classes were on ladder than actual, like, anything too useful. And I agree with Krip that in recent times, it's more about I felt that it's more about the feel of the game and just figuring out in Constructed which cards are working well for you and which cards aren't, rather than numbers or percentages these days.
All right.
Yeah, I will add though that the stats are good. Like I'm spoiled since they're being tracked by others, but it is good to always keep a check on what you're doing. So if your stats actually show, because stats don't lie, and if your stats show that they're bad, then you gotta change something up, and that's all. It's because your memory can't be counted on how well you're doing. So keeping stats is useful.
Okay. All right. Meat Delivery asks to Krip, what do you think? Why do you think Constructed sucks so much? Doesn't this imply that Hearthstone has failed as a card game? Building decks and fighting against each other should be an essence of a good card game, or is this different with Hearthstone? So first off, do you think
I thought-
Constructed sucks so much, Grip?
Yeah, constructed is really boring compared to Arena.
Okay.
But I also thought Magic the Gathering Constructed was also totally fucking boring. And I only played for draft, so that may just be what I enjoy out of card games.
Okay. Monk, Trump, any thoughts on Constructed being boring? Trump, why don't I get your opinion first, since you play a lot of Arena.
Yeah, I
too.
mean, I
But
can
you're starting
understand that.
You're starting to play Constructed now, so
Right. So I can understand that Arena is really interesting since it's always different, and Constructed, you have your general, I mean, I'm even going to be generous and call it like top 25 decks. And eventually you get to see all of them and you generally get to know them, but there is a lot of skill involved in Constructed, and getting to know all the matchups against those takes quite a lot of time, and it's definitely not without skill in both playing as well as making those specific changes. Like even a small 1 or 2 card change in your deck can be enormous. So I find it very interesting as well, and that's why I'm going to be focusing on it. I just didn't do it because the ladder was already taken off that time, but this time around I'm here at the start. I will give
yeah.
Constructed its fair shake.
All right, cool. Monk, you play mostly Constructed, I know. So, thoughts?
Yeah. I think as for the Arena versus Constructed argument, I just think to each his own. I personally like Constructed more than Arena because I like finding those 1 or 2 card changes that Trump had mentioned to optimize your deck to be the best possible. And that's just what I like. That's what I have fun with. And
Yeah.
I think you can have fun with either Constructed or Arena. Again, to each his own.
Yep. Agreed. All right, next up we got Twister K asks, chicken or wisp?
You never have to make the choice.
Yeah, well, that's true. Fair enough. Next one.
Suppose you had to. I choose Wisp.
Oh, I knew
choose
that.
chicken.
I choose chicken.
I'd
Wisp in any deck that
probably
isn't a
choose
hunter, I
Wisp.
should say.
Monk, which one
you
choose?
can kind of use Wisp. You can probably use Wisp in like rogue decks to combo stuff with. So I think it's marginally more useful in competitive play.
Also approaching this from Arena, I think the Wisp is better than the chicken if you had to make the choice between the two somehow. Just because the chicken is also 1/1.
But if you get a buff on the chicken, it will get a removal spell. Don't you think?
Oh, definitely high priority for sure.
Like if you have board control and you like Shattered Son a chicken, it's gonna get like frostbolted or something. It's not a wisp is not.
Yeah, definitely, definitely 2-for-1 situation there. Cognitive Adventure asks, this will get buried, but what changes would you make to Alkir to make him viable? And we saw some of the Doge House trying to make that Alkir work in 2 of the matches, I think, so far in Fight Night. Particularly the ECOP. ECOP had that one particular game against Shumonk where I think he was trying to set up the double Rockbiter Alkir for finish, and might have cost him the game too, trying to set that up. So, any thoughts on Alkir, and is he viable right now? And if not, what changes would you make? Krip, have you lead off with this one?
Well, he is viable, but it's kind of tricky. I mean, I actually have one of the decks that I play most is a Shaman, like a few combos, and one of them is that. I think what would work for Alakir is if, in addition to all the stuff that he had, is if he had stealth as well. So you could choose whether to attack that turn or not. Because he's got everything else anyway. You can give him stealth, and then he could be more combo-y with a Faceless. Because usually, in my combo deck, what I do is I'd use him on 8 against a clear board and hope he doesn't die. And then when he doesn't die, I do Rockbiter Faceless and hit him for way too much damage. So it needs to be more combo-y, and I think stealth will make it happen.
I don't think there's enough room to fit more text on that card.
It's a computer program. You can stick it in there somewhere.
Trump, thoughts? Alkir?
I've been asked, I've always dealt with Alakir bashing in my stream with, like, wait until... Well, basically, I think the people at Fight Night showed that Alakir is actually a force, and it's not bad. Especially if you combo with Rockfire, and that's not the end of all you can combo. I do think it can use a buff. I mean, it doesn't have to, but it could. Sort of like Krip's idea of stealth. Other things that I've seen tossed around is you cut the mana cost by 1, you add Overload also, just to add more mechanics on it. I think it's also just fine as is, whatever.
Okay. Monk, anything?
I think adding stealth to Alakir would be way too imbalanced. I mean, do you guys remember the times of Miracle Rogue where you could stealth like Questing Adventurer or Edwin Van Cleef? If he was stealth, you could just buff him up next turn with like Flame Tongue Totems or even on turn 8 you could play Rockbiter or play Alakir, and then next turn you could play double Rockbiter, and then you could win the game that way. I just think that would be way too imbalanced. I do like the idea of having him 7 mana and overload 1. Although, yeah, you might not be able to fit that much text on Alakir.
Okay. Let's see. Last question. Maybe we'll get one more here. Let's see. TU asked if you were able to use any class legendary in any class. I guess so. Every class legendaries are just neutral. Which one would you choose in which class? And why? It's kind of hard to... What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Antonidas.
Ooh, Antonidas. Antonidas and... Druid?
Anything.
Druid? That'd be
Even like
pretty good.
Warlock, you just like pop Antonidas and like Soulfire him or something.
Yeah, Soulfire him twice, get 2 fireballs. That's pretty good. Trump?
Archmage on Rogue. Oh yeah, backstab.
Oh my god, Archmage on Rogue would be sick, dude. That'd be really sick. Then you could stealth him too. You could just stealth him and make it go forever.
My first thought is to run Lord Jaraxxus in the Mage Freeze Giants deck. That seems pretty fun since you run Alex Straza sort of to heal yourself sometimes. That's probably a little too slow and too cute.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It might actually be terrible, actually.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It'd be kind of interesting to see.
But it would be fun.
Yes, it would be fun. Monk?
I would play Grom in a lot of decks because I think There's a lot of legendaries right now in Constructed that are highly underrated. I think Grom is one of them, and I just think he deserves more play. So why not put him as a neutral, have him available in every deck?
Grom is pretty awesome. Grom's like a buffed up Argent Commander, like type of, like Argent Commander's big daddy.
So is King Crush.
King Crush isn't this. Yeah, that's nice. It's a good one. That'd be fun. That'd definitely be fun. But yeah, Grom. Hopefully we'll see Gromish more soon. Hopefully we'll see. But okay, guys, that's going to be it for the show. Nice and quick today. I think hopefully you guys had a lot of fun analyzing the matches, and hopefully you got a chance to watch Fight Night, the Fight Night that was on prior to the show. And there's going to be one more this week, right? Or is that the last one this week? Okay, there's going to be one more tomorrow, so be sure to check that out too. And again, big thanks to ESGN for letting us take shots of the boards from the games. That's really
true.
Cool. Yeah.
What do you think about Jiraxis and Warrior? You can use Upgrade and then Greenskin. You get like a 5/10 weapon or something.
Yeah, like you need the extra 2 durability on the 8.
Well, the thing is, with Warrior,
Holy
you usually
crap.
hit yourself down to like 15, and then you start armoring back up. So, I mean, it might be okay.
Maybe.
You just posted in chat. I thought it was pretty good.
Good stuff. But you guys want to do shout-outs at this point? Monk, thanks for, again, coming on for the first time. Our Liquid Value brother here. And did a great job casting today. But any thank yous, shout-outs you want to do?
Yeah, of course. Shout-outs to Liquid Value, a team that we're all somewhat on. Even Krip. Shout-out to Team Liquid. You should check out our content, and we'll have a lot more surprises in the very near future for you.
Damn you, Monk. Krip? Any shout-outs, thank yous?
You're supposed to do it, like, really badly. That's
Monk should have gone last, then. Monk should have gone last, or at least before me.
And I gotta try to make up for Monk here. Let me see, what do I got? I don't know. Oh, here's one. Shoutouts to pillows. They make sleep ever so comfortable, even though on some nights it only lasts 5 to 6 hours.
Alright.
Yay.
Yeah, alright. Good stuff. Pillows. That's a new one. Trump. Shoutouts, thank yous.
Shoutouts to garbage cans, without which we would have nowhere to throw our garbage, and that would be terrible.
Alright. Not bad. Not bad. Any other shoutouts you want to do?
Go for it.
No? Oh, actually, was the results for the Team Razor thing ever posted anywhere?
Oh, I think they're still tabulating the results.
Oh, I see. Okay.
We got to count those digital votes, yeah.
Okay.
That must be hard.
Dude, Trump's is a contender, man. Okay, guys, I'll wrap things up with, again, thanking you guys for coming and watching the show each and every week. Monk for coming on, Krip, Trump for doing this with me each and every week. And follow us all on Twitter, at ChanManV, at Kripparrian, at Teal_Monk, and at TrumpSC. Follow this channel if you enjoy Value Town or my other shows, Unfiltered Wednesday Night Sprites, Climbing the Ladder. And best way to get notified for all those. And the VODs for this show will be up shortly after this, after we end here. And they are free on YouTube, guys. Yes, the Twitch VODs are behind, or you have to be a subscriber to get to the Twitch VODs. So 10 minutes after the show, you'll get it on YouTube. So check that out there. That's going to be it for this week. Next week, we'll probably do the Legendary. I know I promised the Legendary analysis this week, but we'll do the Legendary one next week. So tune in, and we'll be back to our normal 3 p.m. Eastern time. We only did it this week just because of Fight Night. But wait, hopefully Fight Night's not next week too. Is it?
I think it ends before Thursday.
Oh, God. Okay, so we'll make a call.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't? Okay. Anyways, I'll let you guys know on Twitter.
The entire week.
So check it out. But anyways, for Kripparrian, Monk, Trump, and ChanManV, we'll see you next time. Later.
Peace.